everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be checking in for the first week of October. It's crazy to me that it's already October, and I feel like that's just kind of relevant with my videos lately because my budget video was so late this month, and I feel like it's just because I'm not prepared for October. So I finally was able to film my budget video and set up my sinking funds and everything. If you guys haven't checked that video out, go check that out. The last thing that I need to do is just put together my business budget. I was going to do that last night and I totally forgot to bring home the sticker kit, so I'm going to do that tonight. But I went ahead and recorded some transactions that occurred this first week or so of the month, so we're going to go ahead and take a look. Right next to my budget I have my weekly check-in page, and over here is where I track certain variable expenses that tend to be like categories that we overspend or we just like to watch. So those are groceries, eating out, gas for our cars, household, and then unbudgeted. So we're gonna go ahead and track all of those. You guys are wondering, this sticker kit is from, or these sticker kits are from my Etsy shop. I have it linked down below. The planner that I'm using is a 7x9 Erin Condren monthly planner, and I do have the monthly planner that goes from January to December. I personally like using the January through December because then I'm able to have all my information for the year in one place for tax purposes, because I do have our personal budget in this planner, I have our business budget in the planner, so it just makes the most sense. So let's go ahead and look at our monthly view. This is where I track all of our variable expenses. So I have a little key here. I get a lot of questions about this as well. This is just a compliment card from Erin Condren, and then also a coil clip from Erin Condren, and I put my expense tracking stickers on there. Some of these stickers we don't use every single month, so you won't see, but the main idea behind it is that I want to be able to really easily track what expenses are what. So groceries are in pink, gas for our cars are in yellow, household is in gray, anything that's like eating out would be in peach, and then if we had anything unbudgeted, that would be in orange. So that's kind of our little key over there. I'll write notes to myself over here. Our health insurance decreased this month, and I don't know if it's a permanent thing or if it's just for this month, but it was lower, so I just wanted to write a note to myself. I filled that in like last month. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start with our groceries. So we did have a few grocery transactions. You can see them here. So we always go to Aldi first because that tends to be the more economical option. So $97.04 for Aldi, and then we went to Jewel. That was $27.37 from Jewel. And then Jason actually picked up a few things from the Dollar Tree for like grocery stuff. So that was $11.54. So that brings us to a total of $135.95 for groceries. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that in. To give you guys an idea, I actually budget for groceries depending on the number of weeks. So I will look at the monthly view and say, okay, how many Mondays are there in the month? Because we go grocery shopping on Mondays, and I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll multiply that number, so 4 by 150, because every week we have $150 for groceries. So in this case, we were under budget. So like I was saying, we spent $135.95 for the week, and we do get $150 per week, so we're under budget for this week, which is great. So I'm just going to do $600, which is what we budgeted, minus $135.95 to get what we have remaining for the month, and we have $464.05 remaining for the month. And on the notes section, this is really just like where you can jot down notes for yourself if you spent a little bit more that week and you want to like put down why, if you're stocking up on something or whatever. I like to use this spot for groceries and eating out to see how much I have left per week. So I'll look at my monthly view and I have 3 more weeks left, so I'll divide this by 3, and we have $154.68 remaining per week. So we are doing really well. We're on track. One thing that I wanted to mention, and I've talked about this in my results videos for the last couple of weeks, or last couple of months, I was noticing that even after we increased our grocery budget, it seemed like we were still spending more than that $150, and it didn't seem right to me. So what I normally do is when Jason goes grocery shopping at Jewel or Aldi, I'll just like look at how much we spent on our credit card statement or like online on the app, and I'll just put in like, okay, we spent this amount at Jewel, this amount at Aldi. But one thing that I think I've been missing, and it's just more just because of communication issues, is that I was missing that Jason was picking up some household items with the grocery items, which is kind of different for us because normally I do the household shopping, but I think because it's just cheaper sometimes at Aldi and or just more convenient to pick stuff up when you're picking up groceries, he picked up like paper towels, little things like that. But over time that adds up and it makes your groceries seem like it's more than what it really is. So if you see here at Jewel, $11.99, that was the household item, and then same at Aldi, he's picked up another couple things for household, and that was $11.58. So I'm hoping that going forward our grocery budget is right where it needs to be, and I'm hoping that by splitting these out and looking at the actual receipt and seeing what we're buying, that it will be a little bit more accurate. But I just figured I'd mention that because that is something that I've kind of talked about in some of my videos. It's just, it seems like it's getting higher, and I didn't really account for picking up other things. So I'm just going to be a little bit better about checking the actual receipts, making sure that what we're recording as groceries is really just groceries, and just communicating that with Jason. Like if I need to just really quickly do something, or if we don't have the receipt, I can ask him like, hey, was that just grocery or was that, you know, a combination? So that's something that's a little different that I've been keeping an eye on. Next is gonna be our eating out. So we did go to Crumble. I don't know if, I'm guessing most people know about Crumble, but we do have one somewhat close to us, and my birthday was like this past week. So we wanted to pick up some cookies. Guys, that was such a fun thing. We got 4 cookies. We split them into little pieces, and then after dinner, me, Jason, and the girls got to try like a little piece of each cookie, and we got to like say which ones we liked the best. I also brought some for my brother and his wife, just like the leftover pieces, because we just cut them up like I said. So that was really fun, and honestly I really want to do that again because the cookies were really, really good. Next, Jason actually took Mila to the park, and they picked up McDonald's for lunch so they could have at the park. So that was $18.07, and then he picked up Chipotle. That was $15.48 on Saturday. I was actually away visiting my sister this weekend, so I do have some expenses related to visiting her, and you guys will see that when I go over my sinking funds. But that was pretty much it for eating out, so not too much at all. It ended up being $49.21. $49.21. We budgeted $300, so that leaves us with $250.79. And again, I like to look at the number of weekends. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 weekends remaining. So I'm gonna divide that by 4, and that leaves us with about $63 per week. So that's plenty, just fine. Next is going to be gas for our cars, and the only thing that we did was we filled up the RAV4. That was $19.11. Jason must have filled that up when we really didn't need to be. It really didn't need to be filled up because it's really normally closer to like the $40 mark. So I think he just wanted to test out going to a specific gas station. So we budgeted $200 for the month, and we spent $19.11. So that brings us to a total of $180.89 remaining. So again, plenty left over for the month. And then in terms of household, like I did say, we had a few transactions for household. So Jason went to the Dollar Tree and got a few things from there. That was $9.88. And then he picked up some things from Jewel. That was $11.99. And then Aldi of $11.58. So for household, we have spent $33.45 so far. $33.45. We budgeted $150 for the month, so I'm going to subtract out $150, and that means that we have $116.55 $55 remaining. So not too bad. And then in terms of unbudgeted, we spent nothing and we have nothing budgeted for that. So we have nothing remaining. So we're in good shape. I would say we're doing really, really, really well so far when it comes to October. I feel like we're sticking to our budget. We're under budget. We have plenty of money left. I mean, it's still really early in October, but so far we're doing good. So that's pretty much it for the variable expenses. So again, just kind of keeping an eye on some of those categories, but I think as long as we continue doing how we did this week, we'll be just fine. Next is sinking fund. So again, I set up this whole sinking fund page with you guys in my budget video, so definitely check that out. But I have all of my sinking funds here. I have what we began with, what we added for the month, and then over here is where I track our expenses. So I'm just gonna go through like each individual line and kind of talk about it with you guys. I feel like it's kind of useful to see these things in action. So, and they're kind of out of order when it comes to date. It was just whenever, you know, I saw that we needed to record something. So our iPasses needed to be refilled, so that was $20. Macy's actually getting school pictures today, so that was $24.50. We like just go really basic with the school pictures. We get a handful of like wallet size pictures, a class picture, and then we get like one digital download, and the digital download is what we use to like print. So that was $24.50. Jason and I went on a date, actually in September, but I think I closed my budget that same day. So anyway, the movies, we spent $10.52 on snacks. Then we went out to a restaurant really close to the movie theater. That was $54.79. Jason picked up some cute boots for Macy. They're actually boots for like in the future because they're a little bit big on her, but she loves them, from Burlington Coat Factory, and that was $19.52. I went to my sister's house this past weekend to kind of help her out with her kids. My brother-in-law got injured, so he's not going to be a lot of help for a while, which is kind of a bummer, but he's doing good. He's fine. It just means that Diana, my sister, is doing a lot of things on her own. So anyway, when we were there, we went out to eat. We got Starbucks a lot. That's kind of like her thing. She really likes Starbucks. So anyway, I paid for a handful of things. She paid for a handful of things, but it ended up being $100.46 for all the things that happened during that trip. And then Macy got her first medical bill for her accident. So I haven't logged in yet to see if there's any more charges yet. I know that we've gone to the doctor a couple times to get like checkups for it. So I'm assuming we're gonna have more expenses, but I haven't seen any more come through our insurance. But the emergency room ended up being $634.45. So I paid that last night. I do anticipate seeing a few more things come through. And someone mentioned something about like the school's insurance paying for any out-of-pockets. Honestly, they haven't reached out to us about anything. And I don't know, I feel kind of weird contacting them about it. It wasn't their fault. It was nobody's fault. It was just an accident. So I don't want to like, you know, cause any issues or anything. It's just when you have kids, like kids get into, you know, accidents, things happen. So luckily we're able to, you know, fund those things without an issue. So those are our transactions for our sinking funds so far. I feel like last night when I went through and tracked everything, it felt like such a relief to sit down and do it, because it's been, you know, what is today, the 6th? It's been a few days where I tracked nothing, and I knew we had a lot of things going on. So it just feels nice to like start the month off with having everything recorded, just taking my time, doing it like, you know, kind of like a slow pace, because normally I feel like I'm just like scribbling things down and trying to get things recorded and then going on to the next thing. So it's really nice to just kind of take my time with it and, you know, do all of that. I have to say I'm still not caught up. I have to still get cash out. I need to true up our sinking funds. I haven't paid taxes for September yet. I usually do that like the first day of the month. So I'm still working on getting things caught up, but I wanted to film this for you guys and give you guys an idea of how we're doing so far, and also just again give myself an idea of how we're doing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know how you guys are doing down below for this month, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.
Every change